When was the last time you stopped and reflected of how far you've come in life? Recently, I was speaking to a friend and they were doing amazing things, mind-blowing. But they weren't stopping to celebrate the success. They were done and move on. And it got me thinking, how many of us do this? It's quite common. We do something and we move on. But if we aren't reflecting, then what's the point? We've got to enjoy the success. Celebrating our victories, especially the small ones, helps you build momentum, improves your confidence, and also teaches you which lessons you've learned. So the next journey you go on, you feel ready. Well, more ready. Well, travel is no different. It's not just exploring new places or getting that killer photo from the ground. It also teaches us invaluable lessons that shape who we are and who we'll become. So today, I want to share my 5 favourite lessons that I've learned from travelling, the ones that have stuck with me and I think made my life better. After all, they do say that travel is the only thing you buy that makes you richer. My hope for this video is that it empowers you to take control of your mindset. Easier said than done, I know. Whilst giving you the courage to live and travel with intention. So let's dive straight into the lessons. First up is embrace the unknown. Travel rarely goes to plan. Flights get delayed, tours get cancelled, or sometimes the weather just sucks. And our brains aren't that great at dealing with the uncertainty, which is why travel is a lesson in adaptability. My first country alone was India, and being tall, white, and blonde meant I stuck out big time. But my second day in the country was Holi Festival, where all differences are put aside and you're equal. Wherever you go, you are absolutely covered in colour. To one point, I went to the Taj Mahal and the guard said, no, you can't come in. Too colourful. This was me after 2 showers. The festival allowed me to take my first step on that adventure, because starting is often the hardest part. The first day at a new job, or landing in a new country. But once you take that first step and leave your comfort zone, that's where you begin to grow. It's where the magic happens. And obviously Hogwarts. You may think, easy for you to say, but just a reminder, we've been adapting for thousands of years, and there's more to help this point in lesson 5, which is why it's my favourite, and it brings the other 4 together nicely, but I don't want to ruin that surprise just yet. So, embrace change. Enjoy being in new situations. It will serve you really well in life. But, talking about the unknown, let's move on to lesson 2. Widen your perspective. When someone asks me, where are you from? I half-jokingly say I'm a global citizen. But it's kind of true. Staying in hostels around the world, meeting people from different countries, and immersing myself in different cultures and traditions has taught me new ways to see the world. It shaped who I am. This respect and appreciation for our differences is probably the most beautiful part of travel. But how often do we form opinions without truly knowing? Don't judge a book by its cover, after all. I mean, I'm English and I don't drink tea. Shock. But one story that really sticks to mind is when I visited Jordan. It was the height of the Syrian war and everyone around me said, don't go, don't be an idiot, it's not safe. And I thought, do they know? Or have they just listened to the news? So challenge your perspective and sometimes that of others. I went and I had the best time. The people were friendly, I was safe, and Petra is something you've got to see for yourself. I do believe travel is a force for good that can break down boundaries and stereotypes and unite us. So on your next trip, immerse yourself and most importantly, be curious, not judgmental. So are you curious about lesson 3? When I was 9, we were driving through Nairobi in Kenya. When we stopped at a red light, a young boy's hand suddenly came through the window begging, but in a flash, he was gone. When I look back on that moment, I think to myself how lucky I am to be born where I was, when I was, and to be surrounded by people who love and support me every day. Not everyone is so lucky. Which is why lesson 3 is be humble and show gratitude. In these moments, it's important to realise how fortunate we are. But it also allows us to develop humility, which can help us make meaningful and genuine connections with others. While walking around Panama City, I saw a young boy kicking a football while his family watched. I said, "Pass to me." So for 5 or 10 minutes, we passed the ball back and forward, laughing and joking with his family, while he told me about his dreams and goals of playing for Real Madrid. It was a small gesture on my half, but it made a big impact for him, highlighting how the magic is in the little moments. If you practice gratitude already, please share how you do it in the comments. But if not, I urge you to give it a go. Consider stealing my approach. Before bed, every evening, I close my eyes and I think of 3 things I'm grateful for from the day that's just had. And remember, kindness matters. We're all trying to navigate this thing called life. But before bed, let's finish these lessons off. Lesson 4 is pretty close to home for me. Life can be scarily fleeting, and learning to live in the moment is important. We often get caught up with the stresses of everyday life, and we live in a distracted world, thanks to social media and having everything at the tips of our fingers. But that also means that avoiding challenging and difficult situations is easy. But with that, means we miss a lot of the good moments. And for good or bad, we only have now. Learning this lesson hit me hard. In March 2014, my life changed forever. My mum died. Doctors said to me, if you go travelling, she won't be here when you get back. So what was 22-year-old Jamie to decide? Well, I went. But why? In that moment, I could let my mum see me let life slip me by, or grab opportunity and go after it. Luckily for me, she had already taught me which one to pick. This, though, travels with me throughout time. Do I cry and crumble, or do I live life to the max? Sometimes I do both. But it also taught me to live life each day trying to get 1% better. And then I came across the Japanese principle of Kaizen, which is constant improvement, that getting 1% better each day. So, I hope this helps steer you in your challenging and victorious times. Both matter. That's why lesson 4 is we only have now. That's 4 out of 5 down. Next up is my favourite lesson, because travel teaches you that your story only has one hero, and it's you. When things go wrong, you sort it out, and when things go amazingly, you did that. You find yourself pushing your potential to new heights, and gathering an undeniable stack of evidence of what you're capable of. It's scary to step off the conventional path. Our brains don't like it. They like to belong. It's in our DNA. But what if you're in the wrong space to start with? Travel gives you the freedom to take control of your mindset and to be brave enough to explore where you thrive the most. So, if you only take one thing from this video, please let it be to be brave enough to back yourself. You are the hero, but trust me, I've been there. I felt stuck, unsure, and just downright scared at points. But in those moments, I've used these lessons as guidance, and they've helped. So I hope they help you. So I'll ask the question we started with again. When was the last time you reflected on how far you've come in life? Because life gets in the way. So hit pause, take the time to think about it. You may just surprise yourself. You're pretty awesome. Until next time, happy wonders and stay curious.